I do believe we need to hold 2024 accountable for its behavior. That is what white women do now. We point out other things that are toxic because we don't get irony, and that is our truth. This was the year that people were behaving so poorly, we started being wistful about murderers. Remember, this was the year we were like, were the Menendez brothers so bad? Were we too hard on the Menendez brothers? This was the year we could not get enough of murderers. Gypsy Rose became our favorite celebrity because murdering your mom is so brat. They had her on a red carpet, a little on the nose for a murderer, but she was like posing in a fancy dress. We were like, slay, and she was like, I did. And of course, our heartthrob of the year was the alleged cold-blooded killer named Luigi, who is now in the same prison as Diddy, which I'm very upset about because Luigi already has a lower back issue. This was the year nothing made sense. Fertility was down, sales of baby oil was up, white supremacy groups reached record highs. It got so bad, Ariana Grande became white again. 2024 totally broke our brains. Half the people I know think we're in a simulation. I'm starting to wonder. When I go to a website and it asks me if I'm a robot or not, half the time I get the quiz wrong. I'm like, does the shadow of a bike count as a bike? I don't know. Why am I looking at a grainy photo of a crack house? We just all broke mentally this year. Things got so bleak, we started watching the WNBA. 2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright. Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one when it came to the presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer or Moderna, whichever one's. Oh God, Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No!
Let me be clear though. 2024 was not only negative. The media wants us to believe this country is so divided, but we actually came together a lot this year. Like as a nation, we unanimously agreed that we would rather see J-Lo in a toxic relationship than in concert. We all agreed the government totally knows what drones are and aren't telling us. The drones are still up there, and we have no idea what's behind them. No idea. I mean, they're still up in the sky, so I guess we can rule out that they were made by Boeing. The point is, I think we all agree on a lot of things. And since I only have a minute left live on establishment media, why don't we just say a bunch of things that we know that they'll never cover? Okay, ready, go. Trump Jr. didn't have any silverware in his house. No one thought that was weird? Are we still rolling? Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia put money into Disney, so just know there won't be any girl characters in the next Cars movie. Are we still rolling? This is wild. The why have so many presidents' chefs died? Weird. The Boy Scout of America, they renamed itself Scouting America. You know who else changed their name? Sean Combs. Just saying. Let's learn something in 2025. I can't believe you guys are still letting me go. This is amazing. I love CNN. Please stop me, Andy, because I will just keep going.
Happy New Year.
Somewhere in the bowels of the city that never sleeps
Kevin McCullough, radio host with Salem Media,
is a man also not sleeping.
Syndicated radio talk show host Kevin McCullough.
And that guy would like a word with you.
Many of you know him from as Nostradamus.
Of course that Kevin show is going to be great. The only thing that could be greater, of course, would be that Donald show. We don't have that, so we have that Kevin show.
Featuring the music of Dick Tunney and the Dream in Color Orchestra. Straight ahead, Bernie Carrick on the latest from this week's terror attacks. Also, America First checks in Jacob Oladort and Rob Law. Peyton McNabb with a heart-wrenching story of triumph. The Year in Parody Song review from Penn Holderness. And we name the top 5 finishers of the Song of the Year in the Spotlight. And now, from Times Square, where the NYPD did already know what to do with their concrete barriers, here's
Happy New Year! Great to have you along. Welcome to the weekend, Kevin McCullough. Yes, Dave, you're right. The NYPD never in doubt of where to put their concrete barriers. They've often been in places I found inconvenient, but I was thankful for them because, and you know why I'm bringing that up, right? Because the chief of police or the superintendent for the NOPD, not to be confused with the NYPD, the NOPD, no PD. You're already starting with a deficit. You're in the South. Your initials are no. And you have a police superintendent who evidently doesn't know what the concrete barriers are for, or if she even had them. She literally didn't know. I didn't know we had them. Now that I know that we have them out. Little late. You've already got 15 dead New Orleans folks. My heart is torn, like everybody's is, for the families and their victims. Tonight, we're going to get to the bottom of it a little bit. Bernie Kerrick's going to be here. But come on. You got to do better than that. You had the mayor of New Orleans a few years ago calling it the Chocolate City. And he kept all the school buses locked up when Katrina came in. And now you've got Dweedledee or Dweedledum. I'm not sure which Dweedle it is, but one of them in charge of the police department down there. It's a scary time to have incompetence at that level. I'm just saying. So anyway, welcome to the weekend. Glad to have you here, Kevin McCullough. Yes, Times Square. I did the Times Square New Year's Eve thing. Got a couple of pictures here. It was awesome. We were standing singing Auld Lang Syne and New York, New York, and It's a Wonderful World. What a wonderful world. And Somewhere Over the Rainbow and all the rest of it. The traditional 4 or 5 songs. And I was told by Tom Harris of the Times Square Alliance that they had enough confetti to float down through all 4 of those songs. I didn't believe him. He was right. That place rained confetti for days. It's still coming down. Literally, I was doing the show last night, many hours after the end of New Year's Day, and my friend Christine Nicholas, who runs the Broadway Association, she was like, yeah, I was just walking out down the sidewalk this afternoon, and there was still more confetti coming down. They say it comes down until March. I don't know. But to get into Times Square, we had to go, of all the blocks, the city blocks in New York, you have to go to certain ones, and that's where they've got the entry points. And then at the entry points, you have to go through 3 or 4 checkpoints to get all the way into Times Square. And I tell you, we didn't know about New Orleans yet, didn't know anything about Vegas yet. I felt so safe. I felt so totally at peace and comfortable. And I just had if you see something, say something moment like a couple of weeks or about a week before that. So it wasn't that I wasn't on guard. It's just I felt the big sanitation trucks were out. Nobody was going to come charge Times Square. And they had the concrete barriers. They know what the concrete barriers are for. Gotta love the NYPD. Gotta not love the NOPD. Nope. The NOPDA. I don't like the NOPDA, but I like the NYPD. And I'm grateful that they're my police officers these days. And I say thank you. And you should too, even if you're in New Orleans. When you see a uniformed officer, go up, shake their hand, and say thank you for keeping me safe. Because as you can tell in these days that we live in, it is trying times. Now we've got a huge show for you tonight. Tonight we're going to count down the top 5 songs. We're only going to play you the top 2, but I am going to reveal out of the list of the 52 artists. The top 10 we posted last week, and you guys started voting on them, and we have the top 5 that we're going to reveal tonight. And I cannot wait because it was not the artists that ended up being the top 2 were not the ones I would have picked. They're not the ones I would have predicted that you would have picked, but I was so genuinely pleased that you did. In fact, it gave me a little bit of hope that maybe we're going to have a good year this year, 2025. Maybe the world's going to come together a little bit. Maybe we're going to solve some problems and get some things straightened out. I tend to be very pessimistic about it, but we'll see. But anyway, so if you're not familiar with the New Music Spotlight, it's our music artist each week, 52 different artists throughout the year. We had people voting on this, and the number 5 on the list was Gracie Abrams and Taylor Swift with the duet called Us. They did that at the Eras Tour. Gracie Abrams does it at her concerts. Number 4 was another duet. Just saying, this was the year of duets. I don't know what it was, but they hit. Ernest and Lainey Wilson, 2 country artists. Gracie Abrams and Taylor Swift, of course, pop artists. Ernest and Lainey Wilson, country artist, Would If I Could, was number 4. And then the song that took the Christian world by storm this year, Megan Woods finished in 3rd place for our top number 3. She finished in number 3, but the top of these that we're going to reveal to you right now with her song called The Truth. It was on the charts for about 40 of the 52 weeks that the year of 2024 took over. So we had that. And I have to say thank you for something else. We asked you to help us free 208 slaves. Coming into the final week of the year, I was nervous about it. You helped us, through your faithfulness, get to 218. Thank you. Kevin McCullough, huge show. First one of 2024. Don't go.